Guys doing this is very important in reference to the crimes of dirty politicians. The dirty American politicians are a threat to the lives and humanity of America. These people are covering up the illegal use of satellite technology that they themselves claim they don't know anything about or something. These people have tried to steal my mother and father's estates, which is unethical in reference to their activities of trying to steal anything from me. Do you understand this? I just got out of the shower. The satellite man was choking me and hitting me in the face and teeth when I was in the shower. These politicians are unethical. I'm an American too, and my teeth have American status and international status, of course, in reference to who I am and who my parents are, and my grandparents and great-grandparents dating back to the beginning of time, This government man that's been hitting me in the teeth and lasering me with satellites and these people that have shot at me, they're unethical people. The American politician has allowed this shit to go on for over 29 fucking years since the night my mother got shot in the mansion in Beverly Hills when these government men trespassed into a private area, a private neighborhood, and stepped on royal property of a royal mansion of my mother and father and family history of information. These government people are trying to play their games and their diversionary tactics. It is illegal. These people are blocking me from my mother and father's estates. These politicians have allowed their agents to make up lies slandering my character. They have allowed their agents to try to kidnap me and to try to murder me several fucking times. They have allowed their government agents to steal monies from me. They've allowed their government agents to block me from my birth records, birth name, and driver's license. So all the politicians that have been going along with the Mark Ray name, those politicians have to get ordered into court. The activity of the endangerment of the political parties, of these people stealing from me, them falsely claiming they thought that they owned property of my parents, of which I am the only owner of. These politicians are an endangerment to everybody's fucking lives in America. Look at all the things they made up slandering my character. Every fucking thing they made up. Get it on record. Put it on TV. Put it on YouTube. Every fucking thing they ever fucking said slandering my character. They tried to make up shit about my mother and father's wealth. The Treasury has every goddamn fucking place on record where my parents had businesses. Every single fucking location, too, in the whole fucking world. Right? Pretty much, huh? U.S. government has had documents. They've had documents of my identity, my teeth, my face, my anatomy. Yet these government people in politics claim they can't see or can't figure out when somebody's getting teeth mutilation from a fucking satellite. Or they can't fucking recognize the information of their government agents grabbing a person and mutilating their real teeth and fucking up their life and then claiming they thought there was something wrong with that person. He didn't want his teeth mutilated by the dirty faggot communist government. Just because this is America and you would never have a fucking right, not even for one goddamn fucking day, to ever do that to me. And you did. I've had scars since I was a little boy. These scars was caused by the government in America. The government was found guilty 100% of the scars and the injuries that I had when I was a little boy. The government has never made good with the fact that they lost in court to my parents. The government is thieves. They are fucking liars. And they are liars every second of every fucking day that they're roadblocking the information or they're trying to divert everybody into some other subject, like they're always trying to change the goddamn subject of information. I have priority status in America. I'm supposed to be at my mother and father's mansions. And there's some man that's hiding his identity that's blocking me from my mother and father's mansions. This man made up a criminal history, a shady history of a person. And he's one of the satellite controllers that's been burning me and terrorizing me and damaging my face and teeth. And that man has to get put on trial for treason. These people tried to play their over-possessive game of other people's property. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. And the Treasury and the Deeds Department need to explain to these people why they can't claim any of my mother or father's property or estates, no matter who the fuck they are. I'm the only heir. I'm the only child. And then these people thought they'd block me because they thought That it would be more difficult for them to steal in the future if I was at home at my mother and father's mansions? Because people in society and people in the world would know where I was at? Or they would know I'd be at my mother and father's mansions? This is just bullshit, everything the government has been doing. These politicians are unethical. They've allowed their agents to damage people's teeth. Teeth of people in America. And that is criminal activities of politicians. And there's a lot of other violations. They've stolen monies. They're refusing to pay me my lawsuit monies. And the Treasury has it on record what my value is. They have it on record what my parents' value is too. Even though my parents both got murdered and they're frozen, we need the government to explain what happened to my parents and why they've allowed these government people to be holding me hostage in their game of playing riches to rags mutilation games. They've even allowed their politicians, or they've allowed their agents to make up shit to slander my character in every single fucking way. They're terrorizing my life like they're looking at somebody under a microscope, like they're looking at somebody like a germaphobe psycho staring at me. And those people need to get prosecuted for choking me and trying to murder me in my sleep. And they tried to murder me on jobs, choking me with satellites, burning my throat, hitting me in the throat, making me cough, putting pressure on the back of my neck or face, them hurting my left leg, the back of my left leg with this fucking satellite. It's attempted murder every day. There might be some good politicians, but I haven't seen any news media coverage of this situation. Haven't seen any videos of politicians saying who my parents are either. So obviously, haven't received any documents of them knowing either. But there are all protocols in the media 24 hours a day. And I'm the only child of my mother and father forever. And this still is a hostage situation. They're choking me right now. I'm about to cough in like 10 seconds or something. It's attempted murder. And they've never paid me nothing. And there's other people that's had court cases against the government. And those people got paid the same fucking day, probably, of the court case. I've never fucking received nothing. And I've been getting terrorized by these government people since I was a little boy. And there's been restraining orders on all their government agents the whole fucking time. And then their government agents tried to call me a lower life form of a person. They thought I came from a low class. So they thought they'd fuck up my beautiful teeth, and then they would try to fool people to try to make me look like some person from some poor beginnings. I didn't come from poor beginnings, motherfucker. That's somebody else's story. The raw protocol in the media is my identity. And you better stop your fucking games of holding me